Happy Wednesday! Welcome back to another payday routine. I'm very excited. I just did a no spend week last week, kind of end of February as I record this. I haven't done any payday check-in at all, so I'm super excited to make this video because I've been saving them for you guys so that we can react together, plan together, and just share the moment. Don't mind the hair again. I'm having a hair crisis. There's a mask in it right now, so just let it be. Not your business, it's not my business. Our business today, payday routine. Let's get into it. I've got my financial tracker pulled up here, but I quickly want to talk about it because I think if anybody is on their financial freedom journey or just wants to get better at tracking their spending and not being so overwhelmed with money and money management, the first thing you always have to do is track your spending. It gives you a good idea of your world ecosystem when it comes to finances, what you make, what you spend, what your habits are, and that's a really good place to start when thinking about financial freedom and the steps you need to take to get there. I purchased a Plenty budgeting spreadsheet. I'll put my link in the description. If you're watching this, maybe you're already starting to think about tracking your finances. Maybe you do already. Let me know what tracker you use. If you do, share it in the comments. And I always recommend anyone who's trying to start that journey of financial freedom to get themselves a financial tracker or create one, like get on Google Sheets and just start tracking day to day. Women, men, anyone, whatever you identify as, get in control of your finances. It's so important. Yeah, that's it. That's my little rant. I like to do this financial transparency stuff because it's hard out here for a pimp, and I want people to see what the hell it's taking for me here as someone who lives in Ontario, Canada, to make ends meet and to live a life, period. And I feel like we don't share our finances enough, and then that's how we end up in situations like I did where I, had terrible credit because I just didn't understand like how things worked in the real world, really. We've since built that credit though, so we're okay. I'll do my payday routine and track my income, and then at the end, my hope is that we have $1,000 that I can put towards emergency fund savings, but let's see if I succeed. Let's get into it. For starters, if you guys want to really know how to set up this spreadsheet, if you're interested in getting it yourself, I did post a video on my annual budget tracker setup. Go ahead and watch that and come back. We've already filled out January. It's February now. I haven't input anything. So we are gonna get in all of the income and start tracking those expenses. Tracking my payrolls. On February 5th, I was paid $20.47, Feb 19th, same thing. We've got another paycheck here. That paycheck was for 3. I also got some Wealthsimple interest, which I input here. I got that on February 1st. This is through my Wealthsimple cash account. It's a prepaid MasterCard. I love it because not only do I get cash back on the things that I spend, so I get 1% cash back every time I make a purchase. 1% of that goes cash back into Ethereum to purchase more. And I also get 2.5% interest on the money that's in the account. That's the highest interest rate that I have seen in a checking account so far. My other banks, quite literally, like not even 1%. I tried to put more money in this account because if it's gonna earn 2.5% anyways, that works out to be about 25 to 30 bucks every month. So this month is $31. If I look at last month, it was $21. So I just love it. Like, it's extra money, it's free money, and we love free money. So that's it for income. Actually, oh my gosh, you guys, it's not it for income because I got my first pay from a brand deal. Oh my God, I totally forgot about this. I did a brand deal last year, my first ever brand deal. The amazing thing about it is that I totally forgot it's $150 US and I'm Canadian. So that converts to $206.93, $206.93. How's that for first ever YouTube brand deal? Oh my God. I will forever remember this day. I'm so glad I'm recording it on a payday routine too, because I can go back and watch this over and over again. But I am so excited about that. Like, oh, if you guys watched my very first payday routine, I literally made a budget for like YouTube brand deals because I was like, your girl's gonna get some brand deals, okay? But yeah, I got paid that brand deal with less than 200 subscribers, guys. So I just want to use this moment to say, you do not need a huge following. Literally, don't stop. Go for your dreams. It will happen. You don't have to hit 1,000 subscribers to start making money on this channel. Just keep putting out what you're putting out and it'll happen, because it did for me. I'm a testimony now. Oh, that's so exciting. Stop. That is so exciting. So that's it for my income. If we're looking at the income right now, we have received $9,941.68. So I got paid $56 more than I expected. That's that USD conversion for you, baby. I absolutely hate the conversion when it's the other way around. Wow. Before I get into the bills, I did actually receive some additional income. So I went back up to the section over here and added it. So total income is now $10,940.18. Woo woo! Now that was a lot of like miscellaneous things. Brand deals, actually no, I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. Yeah, it's gonna be more because when I start landing these brand deals this year, okay, we're talking 5 figures. Okay, that's it for income. Sorry, let's move on to bills. I have started inputting some of my transactions below, but quickly just looking at what bills I was expecting. I'm expecting to spend $13 in bank fees. Those are 2 of my bank fees, my RBC account and my Amex. My condo fees are $530.63. Disgusting. Meter G is like my hydro. I need to see what came out of that. My parking spot is $190 a month, and the unexpected expense that came out was my property taxes. I should have remembered because it was around February last year that I was hit with the same bomb. But yeah, property taxes are coming out. They're like $1,000 a quarter. It's actually disgusting. It's okay though. It's actually okay. This is when I realize I'm still kind of in that lack mindset with money. Even though I've made such a big improvement and coming out of that, which is why I'm even making $10,000 a month, I still sometimes get like overwhelmed by, I don't know, lower vibrational self deems as like a high expense. Property tax, $1,000 is like, damn. Like, I remember when like a $30 bill was a lot. So now that these are like the expenses, I always feel a little bit like, oh, but it's okay. You know why? Because money's always coming in. I have no issues with money. Money loves me, and I've never been in a lack of money. I just need to open myself to the fact that if these are my expenses, the income's only going to be getting higher, and that's something that I'm looking forward to and that I'm open to receiving. I'm so grateful that I can afford to pay a $990 bill that I wasn't really expecting because I forgot about it. And we calm back down. So the property taxes, unexpected. My TD home insurance, that's not coming out this month, but it's going to be another $500, and I believe it's coming out next month. So at least when I plan for next month, I can think about it. If I scroll down to my subscriptions and memberships, Amazon does not come out this month either. I think it comes out next month, and I've already placed the budgets for my subscriptions from my last video. And like I said, once you do it in your first one, if the budget stays the same, you just really copy and paste. So it's super simple. The budget has stayed the same. I haven't added any new subscriptions that I can think of. Looking into my expenses and the budget that I had set up for this month, we have $427 going to groceries, $42 to dining out and entertainment, $42 to Uber Eats and DoorDash, $85 for clothing. This is such a random budget for me too. I don't even know if I might just replace it with something else. $128 for Joe, $213 for personal care, $42.73 for transportation. I know I went over on this one because I got my hair braided. Can you tell? And I needed to borrow my mom's car. And whenever I borrow a car, I always fill the gas because, you know, etiquette. So I know I spent more than $40. $85 for hobbies, $683 for fitness, $470 for YouTube editor, $170 for YouTube promos, $38 for donations, which is just like a monthly amount that comes out, $170 for the house, $170 for miscellaneous, still $0 for business because again, it's tax season. I haven't met with my accountant yet, but I'm just gonna leave that conversation to him before I set up a real budget here. And $271 to cleaner. So what I'm gonna do next is I am going to enter all of my transactions, and I'll do like a little sample one for you guys as well so that you can see how it works on this tracker. If you got any money coming in, you're gonna put it within the income section. To enter the transactions, it's super simple. I'm gonna scroll down to the transactions area, and as you can see, I've already entered some transactions here. Everything is categorized. On February 5th, I just enter the date. You can enter the date like I did, or you can just double click on the cell. I paid $100. This went into my TFSA, which is my Wealthsimple managed TFSA. You put the money in, but Wealthsimple invests it for you. I'll also put a link because they always have a referral code that you can share. I put my referral code in the description, and essentially they will give us both $25 if you sign up, if you have not set up a Wealthsimple account yet. So look into that, click the link below if you haven't set it up. Love Wealthsimple. Manifesting right now, Wealthsimple, call me. Call me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 accounts with you guys, okay? I love you guys. call me. Call me, we'll make a deal. I'll give you a good price. Yesterday's price, not today's price, but I'm still gonna give you a good price, okay? So $100 went into my Wealthsimple managed TFSA, and it's that simple. Me inputting it here will take it to where it needs to go. That's a savings for me. So as you can see up in this top right corner, my budget for that is $200. It's automatically populated the $100 that I just entered. It is that easy. So I just go to the transactions section and I literally plug away all of the expenses, all of the transactions that show up on my banking statements, and then I see what damage is done at the end. So let me go ahead and do that, and you guys can just watch it in like 3-5x speed. All right, you guys, I've entered in all my transactions. Something I like to do, and that you might notice, is the dates are kind of all over the place. If you have spending in a bunch of different accounts like I do, I naturally do each account one at a time, which means you'll see earlier dates and then later dates and then go back to Feb 1st. I kind of like to organize by date once I'm done. If you don't know how to do that, I can show you how to right now. First, we want to select all of the data that we input under this chart. So I never want to grab the headers. You can leave the headers out, but I'm going to start with the date because I'm going to sort it by the date, and I want to select up to the description at the very bottom of the list. So how you do that, first you pick the top leftmost cell with the date in it. So you're going to press and hold shift after you've clicked that cell, scroll down to the end of your list. Even though the description cell is blank, I'm still going to click it. I'm still holding shift, so now when I press it, you'll see everything is selected. You can now let go of shift. In your drop down, click on data, sort range. I do advanced range sorting options just to make sure. Sort by column B. So as you can see here, column A is just an empty row. Column B is where the date is, and that's what I want to sort by. And I want to do A to Z, which is just chronological in terms of numbers. Smallest number on the top, highest number on the bottom, which is what I want. I want to start with the earliest date and go to the latest. So A to Z is fine. I press sort. And now everything is sorted. I can see all of my Feb 1 transactions together, same for Feb 2, 3rd, and it's all in order from the beginning of the month at the top to the end of the month at the bottom. So that is just a fun fact for you. Now it's my favorite part of the show. It's where did my money go? How did we track? How was my spending? Going to the top here, drum roll please. Whoa! Are you shitting me right now? Thing must be missing. What? Girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, your girl's ordering some Uber Eats tonight. Reward!
Me and Joe having some Uber Eats tonight. Some Uber Eats tonight. We having some Uber Eats tonight. Some Uber Eats tonight.
So knock off another $50 there because I'm gonna treat myself. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I do feel like I am being a lot more conscious of my spending. I am trying to cut things down because I know these business expenses are all over the place right now, and I really want to pull back so that I can afford to save my money and hit my emergency fund goal of $25,800 to be exact. But that's on the low end. On the high end, I would love to save $42,000 by the end of the year. I'm on a contract right now with my job. Contract ends Halloween, so God willing, I don't get let go any sooner than that, but I want to make sure that I have enough money to not have to get another job when that contract ends. So that's been the goal, is like to save enough money to have about 6 months where I can just focus on YouTube, focus on, you know, securing some more brand deals, focus on how I'm gonna make this channel blow up, maybe start a couple other channels, and just have the creative freedom to wake up and design my own day without being confined to a full-time job. We've got big goals. You can see here on my tracker, those are the 2 goals. I've got the one in red to just highlight that it's the high end, but the green is like the bare minimum. Like if I hit this goal, we're not gonna look for a new job, and we're gonna try to make some things happen for us. We're gonna make the leap. So I hope you guys do subscribe and stick around for the journey, because it's gonna be a crazy one. Like I am going to make the transition from being a secure full-time employee to taking the risk and taking the leap perhaps, and jumping into work as an entrepreneur, as a full-time entrepreneur, sorry. I've never done anything like this before. Every step is new for me. If you're someone who has business acumen and you're watching this and and you've already taken the leap to being an entrepreneur, please share your tips. I'm trying to save just to prepare myself, but anything helps. Let me know how you did it. Let me know if it's worth it. Let me know if you saved. We're new. I'm sharing the journey with you guys. And yeah, right now it's just about saving. It's about saving. It's about planting the seeds. It's about planning, and there's more content to come. All right, going over the expenses. My budget for groceries, as you know, $427.30. So far, I've spent $123.46. I've got $300 left to spend. I know I'm gonna be spending some more in that area because I have to do a grocery this weekend, but I've really found a way to just cook a meal, stretch it for 2.5 days. So the ingredients are simple, but it's still very delicious because I need to eat yummy food. Rice is a good filler. Dining out, I have spent $14. That was on coffees today. I went to vote. Moving on, clothing, $0. I don't be buying clothes. I don't even know why I made this a budget. I actually came in a little bit over budget. This is because I miscalculated the food that I ordered for her. So we went over so far by $6.71. I don't anticipate going over though for the rest of this month because her litter has come in and she's got a whole new pack of food. When it comes to personal care, your girl went over by 36 cents. I'm actually pretty surprised about this. I'm gonna go over a little bit more because I just got my period and I need to re-up on pads because they're not covered like how Viagra's covered. Transportation, this one I went over by 73 bucks. Not a usual thing for me. I went to go get my hair braided because my hair is on crazy, and this time it lasted 8 or 9 days. So it's a note to myself. The braider was great. I actually love her. I'm gonna go to her again, but I think what I'm gonna do is a shorter style. I literally don't even have a photo of this, but the good thing is my IKEA makeover where I redid this closet here, I did have the braids in. That's the only footage that exists of these braids. So I'm glad that I at least recorded something because the first time I got my hair braided, nobody has seen it. Nothing spent on hobbies, only doing my fitness right now. It's winter months. When it comes to fitness, this should go up actually as well because the month isn't over yet. That should be another 200 bucks there. YouTube video editor, we came in around budget. I ended up editing one of the videos myself that I would have probably paid my cousin to edit just because I was on a time crunch and I needed to post it that like Friday. So I didn't want to give him such a short notice. YouTube promos, only spent 91 bucks. I'm not doing promos right now. I'm trying to test some different content, see how it does organically, and then learn from those analytics. With donations, I spent more. And I don't know if I'm gonna break out this category into like donation/gifting. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump into the annual totals. I'm changing it to donation/gifting. There's a couple of things that I'm gonna need to do now. As you can see, the totals turned to 0. That's because while it changed the category in my expenses here to donation/gifting, the drop down is now gonna be out of date. So what I need to do is change this. You can tell what's out of date. It's got that little red flag in the corner that says invalid. I'm just going to switch that to donations gifting, scroll down, check if there's any more. Nope, I'm gonna go to February and scroll over to my transactions again and check if there are my donations. Yep, that needs to change. And I did it again here and that needs to change. So now if we go over here, it's back to the same total that we just saw. And if I go to my annual totals tab, it's been populated for the months. Donations are the donations I'm doing to Oxfam. So that is going to like help the needy. But I also wanted to add gifting in here too, because if I do something nice for someone, I still want to track the expense. So in this case, I bought my ex bed sheets as like a parting gift. They're winter bed sheets. I was like, oh, I can do that. Like that's a fun gift, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm overstepping. Anyways, I didn't really let him choose. I just bought it for him and shipped it. So it's not like he asked me for it. I just was like, here you go. Hope you sleep well. I love him. Ribbit. Moving on to household. I came in under budget so far. I think we're gonna be okay in this area. Miscellaneous, so far 0. And I love that. That's how I know I'm setting up categories that are really making sense. Business, right now the expenses are only 155 bucks. Those are from like QuickBooks, Google Suite expenses. So it's pretty low right now. And for the cleaner, yeah, I did not have to pay for the cleaner because my mom, that was the money she gifted me. She was like,
Oh, I'm gonna pay for your cleaner. I'm like, thanks, girl.
she's so sweet. Now, quickly looking at savings, as you guys can see, my Wealthsimple managed TFSA, I was able to put in $200. That's $100 that gets auto deposited into that account every paycheck. And when it comes to emergency funds, you'll see it shows $696. That's because January's leftover over, I did put into savings, but I technically put it in February, so I'm tracking it in this month. But when it hits the end of the month, I'm going to add a transaction, put the $1,000 into the savings, and celebrate. And I'll do that by popping $1,000. That's all I'll need to do. When I scroll back up, we'll see here that it went into the savings, and it'll show that I went over $696, but that's what we want. It shows red, but that's actually a good sign for me. If I'm saving more than I expect, I'm gonna love that. Yeah. Travel, I don't have a budget for travel right now. Moving on to debt. All of my debt is paid right now except for my Affirm payment, my MacBook payment. That's probably gonna come out on like the 25th or something. Lastly, I will like to go over my little metrics, where most of my money goes. My favorite metric, I love a pie chart, man. Like, I love visual representation. I'm gonna delete this because right now it says my money is mostly going into emergency funds. I have not transferred it yet, and I do plan to, so I know that that's likely going to be accurate, but to stay honest, I'm going to remove that right now, and I will only track it once I've actually moved it over. So Kiana, please do that. Mortgage payment is taking up the bigger percent of my pay. That's to be expected. It is Ontario after all. Property taxes has taken up 13% of my pay. That was unexpected, but it's all good. Emergency funds coming in 4th place. Love that. I would love my emergency funds to be in the top 5 places that I'm spending the most money, because that means I'm actually building my emergency fund. Everything else under 10%. Condo fees take up 7%, fitness 5%, and just very minuscule amounts. It's actually crazy. Groceries I've really brought down. If you guys saw my average spend on groceries last year, it was like $800, $900. That's how crazy being in a relationship is and living with someone. The groceries just go up because everybody's got different preferences. I don't drink coffee. My ex drank coffee out of the Keurig pods. That was an additional expense. We have different breakfast preferences. We have different lunch preferences. So you're just literally doubling the money you spent on everything. And yeah, it took a big dent out of things, but now if I can really keep my groceries down, I think I'm gonna see a lot more money back in my pocket. And another exciting thing to do with my mortgage, my term is up this year, so I'm in contact with my mortgage lady, and I'm hoping to get just a better rate. That will be more money in my pocket and not towards these mortgage payments. Give me 3%. Come on, come on. It's actually around like 4 right now, but let's hope it goes down by the time my renewal hits, which is about mid-year. So fingers crossed it's gonna go down even more. Moving on to when I spend my money, it's giving. Payday is still the most. I don't really have too many spending habits right now. It's only the first couple months, so the metrics aren't gonna be that clear. Just recapping my February alone. I know I screamed and shouted, and I don't know if I actually said it in full. So far this month, I have made a total income of $10,940.18. I've spent $7,604.74, and I have $4,031.41 left to spend. If I go to my annual totals tab, now that it's January and February that have been recorded, we should see some updates there. So now we're seeing the total income for January and February. This is going to calculate for every month in the year, but right now obviously it's only the 2nd month. So far we have made $20,500.89, and my total expenses have been $16,469.43. Looking at the total spending overview, this is gonna start coming together, and I'm really excited to see how this pie chart forms. I'm hoping that this savings segment here is gonna come from 6.7% to a bigger chunk so that I can hit my savings goal. Expenses are taking up about 40%. My debt takes up about 36%. Bills, another 16. So 36 plus 16, just over 50%. And then subscriptions, like I love how tiny that slice is. Not even 1% of my expenses go towards subscriptions. And I love that because I used to spend a lot of money on subscriptions. And that's kind of the power of boycotting. Like, honestly, if you are having a hard time saving money, find a moral drive and it just makes it that much easier. Where I would have spent money on Netflix and Disney Plus and all of these streaming platforms before, I don't now because I'm like, you guys, seriously. You know what you did. My top 5 expenses so far in terms of my annual dashboard are my mortgage payments. Yay! We gonna bring that down. The business expense is still coming in pretty high, so again, we're gonna talk to my accountant. Moving on. Condo fees, another super high expense, and fitness. So far for the year, my expenses have come under budget, which I like. My debt, exactly the same. Savings, we're kind of under right now, and my bills have also come under budget. Moving to the total income versus expenses, expenses. Now we're starting to see the chart draw. I didn't know what this was going to be last month. It was just like 2 dots at the front, but it's going to be a line graph. And so here, my total income versus expenses for January, as you can see, pretty much around the same. But we can see for February, I've made more and I've spent less. That's what I want to see. Okay, I want to see it go like this. Income keeps going up, spending's going down. It's just the fastest way to save. I've always been good at just like cutting things down to save aggressively, but I also want my income to go up as well. So if I can double both, if I can cut down and also increase my income, golden. And these are the other sort of snapshots that, again, we're gonna start to see in terms of income, where I'm getting paid the most. This is gonna be really cool. Hoping that our YouTube brand deals here, she's 1% of my income right now. 1%! Oh my gosh, that's exciting. Hoping that's gonna be a bigger slice of the pie soon. I'm just excited to see how this continues to, you know, total up and become the visual of my life. I just love seeing my life turned into graphs. I don't know, something about it's exciting to me. We've done our February. I wanna look into March and just quickly do a prep of March to prepare myself, to make sure the budget is set up, to see if there's any tweaks I need to make. Now we're getting into the flow of me actually preparing myself. January was a complete write-off because I set up this budget kind of mid-January. February, again, was like, okay, short month. I know I need to save, but you know, that's about it. I wanna now look up for my future self, look up for my March self, and have an idea of what's gonna be coming out. First thing that I'm gonna do, set up any dates that I can expect things to come out. Starting with my income, and again, I'm just kind of like looking to my previous month. I'm gonna copy and literally just paste. Fetch, G Suite, getting paid back. I don't know that I'm gonna get paid back for anything next month. I don't think I'm gonna get gifted money next month. Interest should be coming out on the 1st, and brand deals. Right now, I don't have any that I'm expecting. Who knows? But yeah, right now, that's about it. Refunds, I don't expect as well. That's all she wrote. When it comes to the budget for bills, I'm gonna do the same thing here. Go over to my February, copy. Now for property taxes, I know it is 0 for March because the next one's gonna come out in April. Home insurance, I know it's gonna be around $500, so I'm gonna put that there. Parking spot will stay the same. Meter G, I'm hoping is gonna go down, so I'm gonna actually bring that down to 175 to be conservative. Condo fees stay the same and bank fees stay the same. My mastermind subscription, it was a yearly subscription, so that's actually gonna be $0, and I think I signed up for that in December. Wattpad, my TV box, that will also be 0 because I already paid for it last month. Spotify, ChatGPT, and Amazon Prime. Ooh, Amazon Prime. April 2nd, I can expect to pay. All right, cool. And I've already put it in. Like, look, we're already looking out for our future self. Love that. In terms of the dates, I'm gonna just copy and paste those over. Moving on to my expenses. Again, I'm gonna keep the budget the same. Moving on to savings, it's gonna be the same thing. And then lastly, the mortgage payments. So just copying these over. Laser treatment and affirm payment, they usually come out the same day every month. And student loans, it's like the 10th, but you know, with these weekends, that's what ends up moving the date around. Moving this over, it's gonna be the exact same as last month. So I am pasting it exactly into this chart. I didn't put the budget for my income. Let me quickly put my budget for my income so we can see how much we can expect to get. All right, you guys, this was humbling. Now, due to my bills, right, this other bill of TD home insurance that's gonna come out, which is $500, it actually says I'm gonna come under in terms of money left over. So I'm going to spend more than I make. Now it's even more important for me ending out this month to make sure that I keep my spending down, put whatever is left over into savings, because it's gonna be an expensive one. If I'm gonna go over in $84, you know where I'm gonna take off? This clothing. My clothing budget is $85. We don't have any budget. I'm changing it to 0. And that means I should have $1.17 left over. I highly recommend you guys do this as well, where you look into the month ahead, figure out what you want to spend, how you want to tweak it, and just prepare yourself mentally. It's fine. I won't spend money on clothes. Cool. And if that means I'm going to make it for my budget and have $1 left over, then I'm okay with that. All right, guys, you just watched how I have allocated my paycheck. Let me know how you guys allocate your paycheck. What is the financial goal you're working on? For me, it's having emergency saving funds for once. But what's the one financial goal that you guys are saving for? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me for another payday routine. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends if you want to see more content like this. And yeah, thank you for just sticking around. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.